Thank you for your summary, which has been very effective and very convenient to face then the second part. And let now start the other part with you present the expert accord.
So my colleague, Ms.Heng Bon, will be presenting on whether these actions violate the labor law or other convention. So I would like to give this floor to Madam Heng Bon. Yes, thank you very much, the panel of the judges, for allowing me, who is the legal protector, to present. So I would like to present the legal issue on the first and the third case, which is related that the workers mentioned on working condition and mass fainting. According to our remarks, Madam Tida, as well as the testimony presented by the workers and the representative of the unions, we could see that the government workers, shoe workers, so 90% of them are women coming from rural area, and they did not receive living wage, not even living wage, but even their minimum wage they receive currently cannot support their basic need in their living, as well as to support the family. So the low wage they get currently, which cannot support their living, is it decent or is it a violation to the law? If we look at the Constitution of the Kingdom of Cambodia, Article 31 states that the Constitution acknowledges human rights as mentioned in the United Nations Convention, the Global Declaration on Human Rights, treaties and convention related to human rights, women's rights and child rights. The same article also states that the government and society pay attention to women, especially rural women, to allow them receive nutrition, to make them able to pay for their medical care and to have access to education. Article 47 and 48 state that parents have the obligation to raise and educate their children, and the government ensures that children have the right to have access to education. We could see that the meaning, the Constitution mentions that Cambodia comply with Human Rights Convention, the international convention which Cambodia ratifies, and the government has the role to ensure that women receive enough food so that they can work and to receive living wage, decent wage, in supporting, in treatment, in raising children, in educating children to become a good citizen, to become human resources for country development. As mentioned by the workers as well as the representative of the union, they mentioned that in terms of wages, the wages committee, including the inspector team, always comes to the factories. We have BFC team coming, but the workers, those who are representative of the officials, the officials coming from the ministry cannot, make the wages enough or decent for the workers. The working condition and the workplace is not something that they deserve. In the petition read by Madame Morakat, as well as Article 25, and with the National Treaty on Economy and Society, Article 7, mentioned by Madame Morakat, and the Treaty on the Citizens' Right and Political Right, as well as the Convention of ILO and the Convention, CEDAW, Article 11. In these international legal instruments, recognize the workers' right, recognize equitable wages, and satisfy wages by the workers to ensure that workers can support their living, and workers have received sufficient nutrition, enough food, enough clothes, enough accommodation, health care, and have money for treatment, have the education, and even support their family. Especially these international instrument ensures that workers receive wages for their dignity and decent living. As mentioned earlier, we can see that our workers do not have enough wages. They have to be indebted. They have to live in one single room with 4 or 5 persons. In terms of the labor law, Cambodian labor law, we have Article 104 and 107 mentioned by expert Mr. Bora later. In the 2 articles, it says that the minimum wage must ensure that workers receive decent living with dignity, and to support the individual and the family to have dignity. And therefore we can see that the decent living, what the workers mentioned this morning, that they have to take the vehicle packed with workers. The question is that is it the value of living of human? And in the first case, they mentioned that they have to spend 2,500 for breakfast, for lunch, and 5,000 for dinner. Is it a living wage which they spend less 1,000 real per day for each person? So all these workers receive malnutrition, food, lack calorie, not quality to support their health. Therefore, it relates to the third case, which mentioned by Kuntia, saying that there has been fainting because of their weakness, malnutrition, no health support, that makes the workers faint. They feel dizzy, they feel headache, they are weak. When they inhale chemicals or poisonous substances, they can fall unconscious. And most of the workers who fall unconscious are the same workers. With that, we can see that the wages the workers receive is not decent, and it is a violation to the constitution, as well as the international instrument, legal instrument. I would like to raise the second and the fourth case on fixed duration contract and strikes mentioned by our workers. With that, the question is that using fixed duration contract, is it appropriate? If we look at Article 36 and Article 37 of the Constitution, as well as the international law, they state that the workers have the right to form union, to participate in union, as well as to have non-violent strikes. Article 256 and 279 mention that the workers do not have to inform the authority. They have the right to participate into union or to form union, and these rights have been protected, and they have the right to join any union or any activity of the union to ensure better wages, and this the exercising of this of this right will not be the employers cannot give any sanctions. Article 67.2, the labor contract with fixed duration, fixed duration contract cannot exceed 2 years. This contract can be renewed when the renewal lasts not more than 2 years. If this renewal can be more than 2 years, it can be considered as unlimited duration contract. The work or different activities it is considered as a fixed duration contract for a short duration of work. The utility of fixed duration contract is only for temporary work or seasonal work, and any contract lasts more than 2 years cannot be regarded as fixed duration contract. In the case raised this morning as the testimony by our workers, we could see that in M&V and Blossom factories, contract developed does not come from the agreement between the two parties stated by the law. Just like the workers from Blossom mentioned, answering to the question of the judge whether we read the contract, he mentioned that he read, but the company says that this is a probation contract, so the workers do not have the right to negotiate with the employers if he or she would like to work with this factory. Because of this, this is in contrast, in conflict with Article 65, and it is also in conflict with Article 38, which mention that the contract must be agreed by two parties. One more thing, if we look at the types of work they perform, that is that their work is not a short duration, is not seasonal, or is not a substitute of their colleague. We could see that M&V and Blossom factories, they have large buyers, which is H&M. And the brand, H&M brand, is the biggest buyers from Cambodia and also regular buyer. This mentions that the performance or the work of the workers cannot be short, and it is considered as long-term work. Therefore, the utility of fixed duration contract in garment factory is a form of exploitation on the benefit the workers deserve. For example, pregnant women does not have the right to enjoy maternity leave. Workers cannot enjoy seniority bonus because the contract would be terminated at the 11th month. In order to enjoy $2 seniority bonus, they have to work full year, 12 months. So all these the pressure caused by fixed duration contract, this is a major barrier to form or to participate into union movement. Even though the factory never claims that they discriminate against union, but their activity, their action is a silent and cold practice discriminating against the union. What Mr. Pekade mentioned on strikes, we could see that so far we have 120 workers cannot go back to work. The reason is that employers say their contract already expired. It is not because they join into strike. This is a burden that they cannot exercise their right to hold strikes, and the workers also have difficulty when they cannot renew their contract in demanding decent wages. So in conclusion, low wages forces the worker to work overtime. Lower wages forces workers to eat malnutrition food. They cannot afford to have medical care or medical treatment because of fixed duration contract. Workers lose their right to participate and to form union, to complain, to negotiate for their benefit, and lose their right to hold strike, to demand for appropriate solution from the employers. So I would like to request the panel of the judges, please put pressure to stop the utilizing of fixed duration contract and to ensure that workers receive living wage so that they can have a dignity and a human value.